Hello everyone and welcome to the Cathay Run. In this campaign we're going to do a lot of things, including but not limited to warmongering, civil wars, financial treachery, abandoning allies to avoid breaking treaties, questionable things, all for Cathay, you know. We start off the campaign by looking over our victory conditions, all courtesy of the victory conditions overhaul mode. Route 1 involves being an insanely aggressive warmonger, marching westward into the Darklands and taking even Zarnagrund. Route 2 is simply securing Cathay by getting rid of the immediate threats to the north and east. Route 3 is an expedition into Hell itself, as we must secure dark fortresses on our search for Miao Ying's lost sister. As with every campaign start, we begin by fighting an army that has no right to be called an army. We blow them up with our sky junk, shoot some crossbow bolts, they die. Shouldn't have rebelled, I guess. We attack the settlement and do the exact same thing, and we simply occupy it. A couple of seconds later, I realized that I have a hero that I wasn't using. Also, fun fact, in these two battles that we fought, I killed more units via friendly fire than the enemy armies did. Soon thereafter, I get a very threatening mission. Occupy the Snake Gate to receive my unique armor piece. This is where the abandoning our allies part comes in, as I have confederations disabled. Yes, this also means we're going to have to take Wei Jin by force. That's where the civil war part comes in. I decided that we had done enough recruiting and it's time to cleanse Cathay, so we attack the Beastmen and luck out by discovering their ambush. I think we win anyway, but I'd rather avoid an ambush any day over, well, getting ambushed. The Beastmen, as expected, camped the reinforcement point, so they had a number advantage. However, this didn't really help them, as their only way to actually stop us was to destroy our crossbows, which they couldn't do because our Jade Warriors held the line like... they refused to fall. And we bombed them a lot. As you can see here, no matter which of our flanks was struggling, we simply readjusted the crossbowmen to fire in that direction. And because the Beastmen had no armor, our Jade crossbows one-shot most of them in just a couple of volleys. Well, to be fair to the Beastmen, it's less one-shot and more... a couple of volleys could secure the flank by evening it out with our Jade melee units. Once the left flank of the Beastmen collapsed, all the other flanks started following suit. We simply circled around, hit them in the back, bombed them some more with the sky junk, some searing dooms here and there, and the Beastmen suffered army losses. After that, it was a simple case of auto-resolving their settlement, and with that, we kicked these Beastmen out of Cathay. They're still alive, but they're not really a threat anymore. We recruited a new lord called Shu Situ, who will soon be renamed Shu Shu, and we simply auto-resolved the siege garrison because it was not worth our time. After 3 turns of encircling Po Mei, we finally decided it's time to fight this. However, upon seeing our glorious majesty and our unyielding swagger, our Cathayan enemies simply decided that they don't want to fight us. That's of course a lie, and this is purely meant to illustrate how simple this fight was compared to the horrendous camera in this map. What is this? My camera is bouncing over flat ground. Anyway, moving on, we took Po Mei and secured ourselves another provincial capital. On the very same turn, Village the Curseling occupied the Turtle Gate and marched past it into our land. So, we attacked his army on the open field and started the battle. We made 2 separate formations, one classic double line with crossbows and Jade Warriors, and the other an interesting pillar/column formation with the gunners and peasants. Most of the Zinshors could not handle getting shot by 4 arrow units simultaneously, and even the Flying Knights did no damage on contact to our ranged units. The units that managed to push our gunpowder line were most assuredly not happy with the results either. And battle over. Even Village threw himself into Miao Ying's line and just died. This of course means absolutely nothing, and we will suffer from Zinj hands for a lot more. The next turn we sieged the gate, but accidentally got intercepted with the weaker army. Whoops. We moved them up to the gate, and they stood here for the entire battle. Then Miao Ying showed up, and her arrows actually did damage, while Shu Shu's side was merely playing the distraction role. This battle was long, and not much happened. We just shot over and over and over until we ran out of ammo, and then we decided to climb the walls. And here we see a slight example of Miao's power, which we will definitely see in the next battle. The following 10 to 15 turns contained nothing of note, until we got to the siege battle, which looked about the same as the others, but we got roughed up pretty bad. Village the Chickenling also escaped, so I made the manly decision to save my men and pull the plug on this one. Only to completely massacre Village in a field battle right after. Killed another bird and started the third siege of the Turtle Gate. This time we brought to force the full power of the Storm Matriarch. Miao Ying's dragon form is actually pretty good as a support to infantry. In this case we mostly used her to slam into the back of enemy units already fighting, and yeah, she is a dragon, so she does a lot of really good damage. Like, look at this guy's health bar. 1, 2, boom, and we win. Then it was only a matter of wiping out stragglers, committing yet another crime on a bird. And then came the greatest Zinj scheme of all. Dying intentionally. I sold the Shrine of the Alchemists back to Zhao for big money. Walked up to the Red Fortress to finish Village the Chicken. Then I felt bad about scamming Zhao for 30k, so I did the only responsible thing. I gave the money to the dwarves. Now I'll admit, Cathay does look a bit weird. Anyway, all that's left to do with it is patch up some holes like Zatan freely walking in it, and Lokir's pirate elves holding the entire east coast. This is gonna be a disaster, isn't it? Alright, let's take down the Red Fortress. We start the battle, and we mostly try to blast it with cannons, take down the walls and all that, but this doesn't end up being very effective. What does end up being very effective is our crossbows and our metal spells. And for a while we just shoot at them and spam our spells, and we do a lot of damage. This almost ends up backfiring, because as soon as we run out of ammo we struggle to fight their forces with our Jade Swordsmen. We do almost lose, and we end up in a pretty lengthy siege that damages us a lot. This of course leads to Miao Ying being basically exiled to the Red Fortress for 3 to 4 turns just to rest up, so she can survive the path back to the gate. Now that we're done with chaos, the only thing left to do before marching on the Dark Elves and the Rats is to secure Wei Jin via civil war. This unfortunately would expose us to Zatan the Black, so I did the only reasonable thing any Katayan striving to bring back harmony would do. I fought together with Zatan and let him die first, so he can't take advantage of our infighting. We still ended up losing some troops because Zatan actually could not handle this alone. The ratio of dead troops though, yeah, heavily in our favor. We out-resolved Po Mei, and with that secured its province once again. And now, with our newly acquired Fire Rain rockets, we could finally siege Wei Jin. Thanks, Zhao, I appreciate it. I'll put them to good use. And now, it's time for some fireworks.
Then victory is assured.
We sat here for a long time, and it actually worked. In as little as 2 minutes, their walls were completely down, and we could just walk up and start shooting them. And so we did, and so they died. We quickly intercepted every single unit that dared walk up with a volley of crossbow bolts. When they were all dead, our Jade Swordsmen walked in, we occupied their capture points, and the enemies just army loss routed. And this brings us to the end of the Civil War arc of Cathay. In the next episode, we're going to march east to take down the Dark Elves on the coast, and we're going to try and help Jiao Ming against Clan Eshin. Hopefully not getting attacked by Zatan the Black in the process. Wish me luck.